Hi, I'm Kristen King from the Investing Channel, and you're watching Smart Money, the show that gives you the inside edge on the bets that the movers and shakers on Wall Street are placing. It's been another week of intense activity among C-suite insiders and major shareholders, despite the fact that much of the market is on holiday in what are traditionally some of the quietest weeks of the year. Though volumes have been subdued, equity indices have been printing new highs. The S&P 500 has printed 9 new all-time highs in August alone. That's the highest number of highs in August since 1929, according to data from LPL Financial. Could that statistic have been the catalyst for some sizable insider selling over recent sessions? Whatever the answer, the conveyor belt of sizable sellers keeps rolling, and there have been some familiar names hitting the sell button, or at least getting their brokers to do so on their behalf. Leading the charge are the Waltons, the family behind the world's biggest retailer, Walmart. Smart Money has focused on the family's disposal of Walmart stock before. However, they warrant another mention, simply because of the size of the transactions. For example, S. Robson Walton sold 2 tranches of stock between the 19th and 25th of August. The sales, which totaled 2.89 million shares, had raised just over $300 million. Alice and Jim Walton had previously sold another $360 million worth of Walmart on the 18th and 19th of August. But even those sales combined were pushed into the shade by dealings at food delivery service DoorDash, where Cayman Islands registered shareholder SV Fast Limited sold 11.4 million shares at $181.09 to raise $2.06 billion. DoorDash stock is down more than 25% year to date, we note. Elsewhere, hedge fund manager Dan Loeb sold 484,000 shares in Upstart Holdings, a recently listed AI-driven lending platform. The shares were sold at $202.60, raising almost $98.15 million. Upstart stock has risen by an incredible 430% over the year to date, and Mr. Loeb retains 12.5 million shares in the company after the sale. I think we might describe that trade as a home run, with the money manager clearly having a much better insight into the business than the market at large. Upstart IPO'd in December 2020 at a price of $20 per share, which was towards the low end of the indicated range. It's now trading at $212 per share, and you have to wonder why and how the issue price was beaten down given that performance. Another stock that recently IPO'd is Krispy Kreme, the donut retailer, which was listed in early July after 5 years in private ownership. However, investors didn't have a sugar craving, and rather than floating between $21 and $24 as originally planned, the deal price had to be cut to $17 per share. Despite slashing the price, the stock traded lower on debut and has been as low as $12.82 during August following earnings data, though they have subsequently rallied back to and just above the IPO price in the weeks since they hit rock bottom. The share price may have been boosted in part by some insider buying from former owners and significant shareholders JAB Holdings, a privately held $50 billion investment fund that specializes in the beverage and fast dining spaces. JAB Holdings bought 2 tranches of 356,680 shares at prices ranging between $16.32 and $17.01 per share last week. Having bought 294,480 shares at $15.19 and a further 234,748 shares at $14.39 the week before. In total, JAB Holdings and associated funds have bought just under 1,243,000 shares in Krispy Kreme during August for an investment of $19.74 million. That tops up the purchase that they made soon after IPO of 5.88 million shares at $16.02 a pop. Having owned Krispy Kreme for 5 years prior to the IPO, JAB will have a very clear idea about what the business is worth, though obviously their valuation was at odds with that of the market when it came to listing the business. It's unlikely that JAB Holdings are just trying to support the Krispy Kreme share price. As hard-headed investors, we have to assume that they believe that Krispy Kreme stock contains unreleased value at and below the IPO price. It will be interesting to see what JAB does if the price drifts back below $17 and to see if it can find further traction on the upside following the sizable insider buying. That's all we have time for today. Always make sure you do your own due diligence before making any investment decisions.